Hey everyone, it's Megan, and today I'm going to do a video about beach trip essentials. Now I'm going on a beach trip in about a week, and I will be there for roughly like 6 days. And so I have gathered things together to show you all that I think would be considered essentials for any trip to the beach. And you could be going to like Bermuda or just the shore near your house or wherever. But I think these things, especially if you're going for like an extended period of time, are like really important to have. I'm gonna have a beauty category and like skincare and like stuff like that. And then I'm gonna have sort of fashion, maybe, sort of, and then extras. So this is the beach bag that I'm going to be using. This is just from Old Navy, and I shoved everything in here. I wouldn't bring all of this to the beach, like all of the days that I'm going, but I just thought this is a cute way to show you guys what my beach bag looks like. So I'm going to start with beauty and skin products. So of course, if you're going anywhere in the summer, especially to the beach, you need to have sunscreen. These two are sunscreens that I use for my face. They're both by Neutrogena. This is the Neutrogena Ultra Sheer Liquid SPF 55, and I use this every single day on my face, especially if I'm going to be anywhere with direct sunlight. And because this is SPF 55, it'll really protect your skin from all of the direct rays of sun when you're out at the beach. Even if you're not just laying out and tanning, you're still getting an extreme amount of sun on your skin, and your face is really sensitive, you know what I mean? And personally, I'm very paranoid about getting sunburn on my face, so I make sure to always use this, and I do reapply this when I'm at the beach or the pool or whatever. And this is the Neutrogena Ultra Sheer Dry Touch Sunblock SPF 70. And this can also be for the body if you want, but I use this on my face because it is the dry touch, so it's not going to look shiny or anything. Neither does this. This is more of a liquidy and like water-based. So these are both amazing, but a little bit different. If you want a thinner consistency, I would recommend the Ultra Sheer Liquid. But if you want more of a like lotion type, but that still dries like pretty matte slash natural, not shiny, I would say the Dry Touch Sunblock. And then for body, this is also from Neutrogena. I really like their sun protection because I have sensitive skin, and I know that these won't irritate my skin. Neutrogena is a really good brand if you have sensitive skin for SPF. So this is the Neutrogena Wet Skin Sunblock Spray SPF 30, and this is one of those aerosol things that you can just spray on yourself and then rub in. It says that it can last through swim, humidity, and sweat, and I really believe. I've already used this at the pool several times this year, and I know that this really does the trick, and I still reapply it like after I go in the water or anything like that. But it really is a good sunblock, and it's easy to apply because it is the spray, but you have to remember that you need to rub it in. So you can like spray it on your back, but you would need to like try to reach and rub it in, or have someone else rub it in for you. But this is really good, especially if you have like younger siblings or if you're babysitting or something like that. You can just spray this on the kids, rub it in real quick, and then you're good to go. And SPF 30 I think is good for my body because I do want to get a little bit of a tan. I don't want to look like a total vampire on the beach while everyone else is really tan. So this is good for me, but I do go for the higher SPF in the facial sunscreen. So that was a lot of sunscreen ramble. Next, I would really recommend getting an Aloe Vera Gel. I like the gel personally, and this is by the brand Jason. It's a natural brand. This stuff is awesome. You never expect that you're going to get a sunburn, but somehow you or someone that you're with probably will during the trip. So I would really recommend picking up one of these. This was like under $5. It was really reasonable, and especially if you're like worried about all those parabens and stuff like that. This has none of that in it. It's natural, all this jazz. It smells nice. This is just really good. I've used this on my face, and my sister has used it on her body, and it works wonders. It's great, and you definitely need this for any beach trip that you're going on this summer. Next, deodorant. we all sweat. It's just the way it is, and especially when you're out in a hot climate or somewhere where you're going to be outside a lot of the time, you definitely need a good deodorant. This is just a Lady Speed stick. It works for me, and don't forget deodorant, because I've forgotten deodorant on a trip before, and it's no fun. Obviously, you have to go out and buy it because you can't just live your life without deodorant. That would just be gross. Okay, another thing I like to bring is like a toner spray. This is by the brand Zia Ultimates. Anything really, you could even put water in a spray bottle, it really doesn't matter. But what I like to do is, usually when I go to the beach or pool, we bring like a cooler or like one of those insulated bags. And so I like to put this in with all the other stuff that's in the cooler. And then like throughout the day, if I'm feeling really hot or something, I can just spray it on, and it's really refreshing. And yeah, I would really recommend doing that, even if it is just like a spray bottle with water in it. I would really recommend bringing eye drops on a trip too. These are the Systane Ultra eye drops. I wear contacts, but I don't wear them to the beach or anything like that. So my eyes get really dry, especially like out in the sun and stuff like that, and my eye doctor recommended that I should use eye drops. So these are the ones I like to use. You could use anything you want, but I would recommend those because you never know, like you or someone that you're with might have like really dry eyes, and that's no fun. Like if your eyes are really dry, you're just miserable. So I recommend picking up some of those. Waterproof mascara, that's a must, especially if you like to wear a little bit of makeup on the beach. I'm not one to wear a lot of makeup, but some days I do like to put on a little bit of mascara. So this is just the Lash Blast Volume. This is great, and any waterproof mascara I would recommend you bring. Speaking of like makeup and stuff, I added like bronzer to this. This is just a mini one by Lancome. This is my e.l.f. powder brush. I'm going to be bringing this. I won't be wearing much makeup on this trip, but having a little bit of bronzer, especially because my face will be like super protected by the sunscreen. I will get a little bit of color on the rest of my body, but I need to bronze up my face if I'm like going out at night to dinner or whatever. And then I also added in this e.l.f. e.l.f. Baked Blush in Peachy Cheeky, and this is one that's basically like 3 steps in one. It's sort of a bronzy color, but it's also blush, and it has shimmer, so it's also a highlight. So if you just want to do one step, I would recommend something like this, like a baked or mineralized thing. It has a little bit of shimmer, but is also like sort of a sun-kissed color, and I really like this, and this is only $3. Two things that I often forget, but I really want to stress bringing these. It's tweezers and fingernail clippers. Tweezers, you never know if you like suddenly start having like a huge amount of hairs grow in the center of your eyes or like underneath. Don't forget your tweezers. And then nail clippers, you just never know. Your nail might break. You don't want to rip it off, even though sometimes I do, but having a nail clipper in your stash will be really helpful, and then you don't have to worry about it like, oh my god, my nails suddenly like grew 10 inches and I can't do anything. So bring those things. Also, body lotion. This is just the Badescu Papaya body lotion. You're going to be out in the sun, you're going to be hot, and your skin is going to dry out. So bring any body lotion that you like. This is just one that I happen to be a fan of. A wide tooth comb. This is really good. I use this anyways. Like I use this every single day after I get out of the shower to comb through my hair, but especially when you're out in the beach water, or like if your hotel has a pool or something, whatever it is, it's good to like not have all those bristles in a brush like stripping your hair. And I've noticed that when I started to use this, I have less hair fall out. And us girls, we have a lot of hair that falls out, and so the less damage we do to it, the better. So this wide tooth comb really like gently goes through. You could also use like a detangler or something like that, which I would recommend bringing if you have really long hair. Two things that you should keep in your beach bag especially is hand sanitizer and tissues. Hand sanitizer because you don't know, like, what you have touched throughout the day, and especially if you like go from the beach or the pool straight to like a restaurant or something, you want to be sure that you have completely killed any germs that you might have picked up throughout the day. And then also tissues, keep this in your beach bag because you don't know, you might get a runny nose, something might happen. These are just like Princess Disney ones that I had laying around, and it's just good to have those. Like, I think it's good to have extra stuff than not enough, because when I don't have enough I just go crazy and it's never a good thing. So next is like this little bag that I have that I would just put straight into my beach bag. So I have this little thing that has like a mirror and then one of these combs. I probably wouldn't really use the comb, but the mirror is really helpful, especially if you're like, oh my god, do I have something in my teeth? I do that a lot, and usually I do have something in my teeth, so it's good to have a mirror on you. I have a little body lotion because, I don't know, you might get dry throughout the day. This is an Ahava mineral body lotion. I have a mini Victoria's Secret Bombshell Perfume, and then this Sephora atomizer, I don't know how you say it, but I've put my DKNY Be Delicious Fresh Blossom in here, and I love these together, especially in the summer, so I just stuck these in there if I'm like going to dinner or something. I don't know, it's good to have them. I like to be over prepared. I also have hair ties and a hair clip because you're gonna get really hot. I don't have that long of hair, but I like to just get it out of the way. These hair ties are great, and this is if I'm being especially lazy. Then I have lip products, and like one that I would really suggest is the Alba Botanica Very Emollient Sunblock Lip Balm, and it has SPF 25. It's just like this white clearish sort of chapstick. But because this has the SPF, this is really good for if you're going to be outside for a long period of time, and even though this isn't like the most glamorous product, I think this is definitely an essential. Next, I have a higher end lip treatment with SPF. These are the Fresh Sugar Lip Balms, SPF 15. I have the rose and just the normal. These were like at Sephora when it's your birthday, these are like your present or whatever. So I have these two, and I probably wouldn't have all of these things in my beach bag, but I just wanted to show you a alternative. If you didn't know where to buy the Alba Botanica, or like you just couldn't find it or something, these are another option. And so these have SPF 15 while the Alba Botanica has SPF 25. And finally, I have this Maybelline Baby Lips in Pink Punch. It's what I'm wearing right now. This doesn't have SPF, but it gives a nice color, so when I'm at the beach, I'm not really wearing makeup, and this like wakes up my face, you know what I mean? So I really like this, and I can just layer one of these. Like, I could put the Alba Botanica down and then put this over it, and I have the SPF, but I also have a little bit of color. I would also recommend bringing a face exfoliator. This is just an Aveeno one. This is like a travel size. You're going to be outside, it's gonna be hot, it's good to exfoliate. For body exfoliators, I actually have this, it's supposed to be a hand scrub by Julep, but I've been using it like on my arms and stuff. It works like just as great as any other would. So I would recommend having a face and a body scrub. You could really have a face scrub, do it on your body, like it really doesn't matter, but I just wanted to show you guys some options. Don't forget shaving stuff. Ladies, you know what I mean. You're gonna need to shave throughout the trip, and just don't forget that. Okay, so now moving on to the more like fashion things, or like stuff that you would wear. I don't know how to categorize it, but definitely sunglasses. These are just my favorite ones. Don't forget sunglasses, or you will be miserable the whole trip and you'll just have to buy some anyways. I always like to bring two pairs of flip-flops, one just bum around ones and one that are a little bit cuter. These are from Target. They're like the rose gold bejeweled ones, and these I have no idea where they're from. They're called Montego Bay Club. These have been through the war. These have been everywhere. I've worn these to the beach for probably 5 or more years. These went to Spain with me. They almost got swept up into the ocean there. Like, these just are my favorite beach shoes. But then if you're gonna go somewhere later, it's nice to have like a little bit fancier of a pair of flip-flops. But like a standby rule that I would really recommend is get a light colored pair of flip-flops, because the sun is going to be beating down, and if your flip-flops are black, they're gonna absorb all of that heat and you're gonna step on it and your feet might get burned and it just won't be fun. So light colored flip-flops, no matter what brand or where they're from, will be really helpful, and you'll just be really happy that you have lighter colored flip-flops. A bikini, that goes as no surprise. You're gonna want a bikini. You might want 2 or 3 depending on how long you're there. And then I also included like a bag to put it in, especially if you will like change at the pool or the beach or wherever. Just have a bag so then you can put the wet suit into this bag. I think that a loose fitting tank top is an essential, especially if you get burned, which would really suck. It's just nice to have stuff that's like looser, that's not like clinging to your body. And even if you don't get burned, it's just nice to have like flowier sort of stuff. And you could wear this as a, like, just to the beach. You could wear like little cute shorts or whatever. But this I really like, and this is from Old Navy. And finally, for like fashion and stuff, I put in a sun hat. This is one that I got at Kmart last year. It's by Jaclyn Smith. I love this sun hat. It's one of those wide brimmed ones. This will just be really helpful to keep the sun off your face, and it's cute too. Then of course I have my beach towel. This is a Hello Kitty one. I love it. Oh, it's upside down. This is what it looks like. My mom got it for me at Target. It's really cute and good to have. If you're going to the beach, I would recommend bringing 2 towels, one to lay out and then one to dry off with. And then I like to bring a lot of books. Since I'm going to be there for like 6 days, I'll probably be able to get through all of these, maybe, I hope too. But I'm bringing The History of Love, which is my favorite book ever. It's by Nicole Krauss, and I'm halfway done with it. Then I have Nicholas Sparks' The Lucky One, and I really, really want to read this. And then The Happiness Project, which is by Gretchen Rubin. So I like to bring a few books, and I would usually have like magazines and stuff, but I'm hoping that my friend brings them. But I recommend bringing like those gossip magazines and stuff, because it's just fun to read those, at least in my opinion, while you're on vacation. And then finally I have this little book with crossword puzzles, because you might just want to do a crossword puzzle. I don't know, sometimes when I'm on vacation I really want to do a crossword puzzle, so I bring a book like this and then I'm set. So those are all the things that I would count as beach trip essentials, and I hope this was helpful to you guys. If you think that I missed anything, please leave a comment down below so I can read it and so can other people. But I hope this was really informative, and I hope this wasn't too long. I know I tend to ramble a lot. So I'm going to leave all of the names of this stuff down below, and if you have any questions, let me know. If you're going on a beach trip this summer, I hope you have a lot of fun, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye. Like, feel like a Girl Scout, I guess, having all this stuff. Bye.